Hey y'all, welcome back, and today we'll be doing the May-June 2023 CSEC Economics Paper 2. Let's get into it. 1A, you have to define each of the following terms. Parts 1 want us to define labor. Labor refers to the combined physical and mental efforts exerted by individuals to create goods or provide services. Capital. Capital refers to the essential assets, resources, and means of production that are utilized to create additional wealth or outputs. Also, it is typically refers to the tools, machinery, equipment, infrastructure, technology, and financial resources that contribute to the production process. Part B wants us to state two disadvantages of the division of labor for employees. Two disadvantages of the division of labor for employees are monotony, which leads to job dissatisfaction, and specialization, which increases the likelihood of an employee being unemployed, especially during an economic recession. Part C explains how a large chain of fast food restaurants might use each of the following economies of scale to its advantage. First part, financial economies of scale. Due to its extensive network of restaurants, the chain can purchase ingredients, raw materials, and supplies in larger quantities. Therefore, by buying in bulk, the chain can negotiate lower prices and obtain discounts from suppliers. Marketing economies of scale. With a large presence, the chain can build a strong and recognizable brand across multiple locations and regions. Additionally, consistent branding, messaging, and imagery create a sense of familiarity, which leads to increased customer loyalty and sales. Technical economies of scale. A larger fast food chain can invest in specialized cooking and food preparation equipment that is designed for high volume production. Also, these machineries are more efficient, saving time and energy, and they can provide or produce consistent quality products across locations. Managerial economies of scale. The company can invest in comprehensive training materials, e-learning platforms, and hands-on training centers. By doing so, the chain can ensure that employees at all levels receive consistent and high-quality training, which improves overall quality service and reduces training costs per employee. Part D, XYZ Limited is a small firm that makes bicycles. Use the information in Table 1 below, which display the quantities and some costs incurred by XYZ Limited to produce bicycles, and answer the questions that follow. Insert the answer on the table in the space labeled. Calculate fixed costs when no bicycles are produced. The formula is total costs minus variable costs. This will give us an answer of 10. Calculate the variable costs when one bicycle is produced. The formula for that is total cost minus fixed costs. And since fixed cost is the same, no matter the quantity produced, our answer is going to be 4. And then we have to calculate the total cost when 2 bicycles are produced. Formula is going to be fixed cost plus the variable cost. The fixed cost is 10 plus the variable 7, going to give us 17. 2A, list 3 non-price factors other than its own price that impact demand for a good. 3 non-price factors that impact demand for a good are income level, changes in the population, and customer tastes and fashions. Part B, list 3 factors that impact the price elasticity of supply. 3 factors that impact the price elasticity of supply are time period, the existence of stock when price rises, and spare capacity. Part C, For each of the following pairs of goods, explain which good has more price elastic demand. And for this, you will need to be knowledgeable about the factors affecting the price elasticity of demand, of course. A red motor car or all motor vehicles. The broader category of all motor vehicles encompasses a more diverse and competitive market with numerous alternatives, making the demand more responsive to changes in price compared to the specific and unique product of a red motor car. Jewelry or prescription medicine. Prescription medicine has a less price elastic demand due to its necessity, lack of substitutes, and limited adjustment time. Conversely, jewelry has a more price elastic demand because it is considered a luxury item, has various substitutes, and is non-essential for basic needs. An increase in gas prices today or a tax on gas a year after the tax is introduced. The introduction of a tax allows consumers to adapt their behavior and find substitutes over time, making the demand for gas more responsive to price changes in the long run. Conversely, an immediate increase in gas prices gives consumers limited options to reduce their demand quickly, leading to a relatively inelastic response in the short run. Laptops or electricity. Laptops have a more price elastic demand due to the presence of substitutes, their status as a luxury item, and the infrequency of purchase. In contrast, electricity has a more price inelastic demand because of the lack of close substitutes, limited short-term alternatives, and its necessity for meeting basic energy needs in daily life. This should be ease. Yes. For the study figure 2, which represents the market for coffee in Jolan and answer questions. On the diagram in figure 2, label the demand curve with the letter D and the supply curve with the letter S. So we know that the demand curve is downward sloping from left to right, and the supply curve is upward sloping from left to right. On the diagram in figure 2, identify the market equilibrium. The market equilibrium will be the point where the demand and supply curve intersect. On the diagram below, illustrates how a severe storm in Jolan would impact the coffee market. So for the coffee markets, if a severe storm will cause the supply curve to shift to the left, highlighting that there is a change in supply, that is, supply has decreased overall, because weather, as we know, is a condition of supply and if it is severe, can cause supply to decrease, highlighting a shift to the supply curve to the left, of course. As a result, the equilibrium quantity will decrease to Q sub 1 and the equilibrium price will increase to P sub 1. 3A, identify two characteristics of each of the following types of market structures. Perfect competition. Two characteristics of perfect competition are many buyers and sellers and perfect knowledge. Monopoly. Two characteristics of a monopoly are one seller, which is in certain cases the industry, also considered to be the industry, and many buyers, and high barriers to entry and exit. Monopolistic competition. Two characteristics of monopolistic competition are imperfect knowledge and differentiated products. Part B, using economic concepts, explain the problem created when community members are asked to make a voluntary monthly contribution for public internet access. Since public internet access is considered to be a public good, some community members may choose not to make the voluntary monthly contribution, relying instead on other members who do contribute to cover the costs. Additionally, since the internet is non-excludable. It is challenging to prevent individuals from accessing it once it is provided. Overall, this creates a situation where some benefit from the internet without paying. They are considered to be free riders. Yeah, free riders, guys. Part C wants us to indicate whether the following goods and services are merit or public goods. Primary school provided by a private organization is a merit good. The national army of a country is a public good. Healthcare is a merit good. Lighting of a village along main streets, that's a public good. Part D, assume there is no government in tongue of road valley. Tip 1 shows the demand and supply schedule as well as the marginal social benefit for road repairs. The marginal social benefit is the total benefit to society from consuming additional units of a good. Identify the cause of market failure in road valleys, road repair markets. The cause of market failure in road valleys, road repair market is a public good that is underproduced. Using the information in the table, explain the market failure identified in Part DI. From the table, it can be seen that the public good, which in the case is road repairs, would be underproduced as the free market crosses the $50 price range. This is due to the fact that producers in the free market seeking to maintain their profitability will reduce their supply. As a result, marginal social benefit to society is not being maximized. 4A lists four qualities of money. Four qualities of money are durability, portability, divisibility, and uniformity. Define the term financial sector. That's the other part. The financial sector refers to a segment of the economy that encompasses various institutions, markets, and intermediaries involved in the management, mobilization, and allocation of financial resources, which could be money or assets. Part B, Anne goes to the commercial bank to withdraw money to buy a new dress. The price of the dress is $150. She also checks the amount she has saved towards buying a house in 5 years. She will need to take a loan to buy the house, which she would repay in the future. Identify the full functions of money and state how Anne's actions relate to each of the following full functions, that is, yeah. Anne's action to withdraw money from the commercial bank to buy a new dress exemplifies the function of money as a medium of exchange. By using money as a common medium, she can easily trade her money for a dress without having to engage in barter or other cumbersome forms of exchange. In summary, as a medium of exchange, she uses money to buy the dress. Function 2, Anne checks the amount she has saved towards buying a house in 5 years. By using money as a unit of account, she can easily quantify the value of her savings and compare it to the future cost of the house she intends to buy. This allows her to plan and track her progress towards achieving a financial goal. In summary, as a unit of account, she quantifies the savings towards buying a house. Function 3, Anne's decision to save money in the bank for her future house purchase demonstrates the function of money as a store of value. By depositing her money in a savings account, she preserves its value over time, protecting it from inflation or other forms of lost in value. In summary, as a store of value, she saves money in the bank for her future house purchase. Function 4, in Anne's case, she plans to take a loan to buy the house and repay in the future by using money as a standard of deferred payment. The terms of the loan, including the repayment amount and schedule, can be defined in a stable and agreed upon medium, providing clarity and security for both the borrower and the lender. In summary, as a standard of deferred payment, she plans to take a loan to buy the house and repay it in the future using money as the agreed upon medium for the transaction. Part C. Maryville Valley and Summer Valley can both produce banana chips and chocolates. Summer Valley uses less labor than Mary Valley to produce each of the goods. The opportunity costs of producing 1 unit of each good for each country are listed in Table 2. Opportunity cost per unit of output. Identify the country that has a comparative advantage in producing banana chips. That will be Mary Valley. Identify the country that has a comparative advantage in producing chocolates. That will be Summer Valley. Identify the country that has an absolute advantage in producing banana chips. That will be Summer Valley. Identify the country that has the opportunity, the absolute, advantage in producing chocolates. That will be Summer Valley, because they told us that Summer Valley use less labor than Mary Valley to produce each of the goods. So just a country that should export banana chips will be Mary Valley, which is a country that should export chocolates will be Summer Valley. 5A, describe the difference between a bilateral agreement and a multilateral agreement. A bilateral agreement involves two parties or countries and is more specific and focused on addressing the interests of those parties. In contrast, a multilateral agreement involves multiple parties or countries and is aimed to address broader issues of common concern among all participating nations. Part B wants to identify the term described by each of the following phrases. The increase in a country's real output of goods and services over a period of time, usually 1 year, that is economic growth. However, we should specify that we are talking about short-term economic growth here. A set of economic reforms that a country must adhere to in order to secure a loan from the International Monetary Fund or the World Bank will be structural adjustment programs or policies. And a type of trade bloc or agreement between nations that allows products, labor, and technology to move freely across borders will be a common market. Part C, for each of the following scenarios, identify the type of unemployment described and recommend a solution by the government for the problem. Mary lost her job as a travel agent due to increased popularity of online booking websites. The type of unemployment will be structural unemployment. However, to be more specific, it will be more on the side of being technologically unemployed. So technological unemployment. Solution will be the government can embark on a long-term diversification of the economy. This will involve investing in infrastructure, roads and ports, healthcare, and education in order to give its citizens the best possibility of finding a job as the structure of the economy changes. Or another solution could be that government investments in infrastructure projects and green initiatives can create job opportunities in construction, renewable energy, and other emerging sectors. These investments not only address unemployment but also diversification, long-term economic growth, and sustainability. Patrick was laid off from the fast food restaurant when sales decreased because of economic downturn. The type of unemployment will be cyclical. The solution will be the government can allocate some of its financial resources in train its citizens, that is, get towards improving their human capital in terms of skills and knowledge to make them more marketable for jobs that are stable and resilient to economic downturn or recession. And part D wants us to explain how the existence of trade unions can lead to unemployment. The existence of trade unions in a perfect labor market can lead to unemployment since they will bargain for a higher wage even if the workers' productivity have not increased. Therefore, firms in that market will reduce their demand for workers in order to reduce their costs to achieve profitability. Part E, study figure 3, which shows the circular flow of income and answer the questions that follow. Identify the type of flow labeled A and B. A will be factor payments or rewards, and B will be expenditure on goods and services. Fill in the blanks below with the correct terms to complete the sentence. An increase in income tax will cause the flow of spending to decrease because disposable income will decrease and households will buy less goods and services. Explain how inflation affects the ability of households to purchase food. Inflation, in effect, reduces the purchasing power of individuals and hinders their ability to perform the function of money as a medium of exchange effectively. As a result, less quantities of goods, in this case food, will be purchasable over the long term or over the long period. And that's it for me today. See you all next time.